Hey there, this is a special edition of Guitar of the Week. I've been working on this little guy. It's a 3/4 size student guitar made by the Oahu Publishing Company of Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to my Cleveland buddies out there. That's the town I grew up in. Went to college there in Cleveland. So this is the oldest guitar I've ever worked on. And I actually didn't have to do a lot of the work on it. The family that owns this, they had to glue the top back together because it was separating. The bottom here was separating. You can tell it's seen some wear and tear. This guy dates back to 1935. And back in 1935, you could buy this guitar for the very small price of $22.50. Now that sounds pretty good. However, if you put that in today's money, this little guitar would cost you $424.84 if it was new in 2020. I think that's pretty amazing. There's no way I'd pay $420 for one of these little tiny things. These people like to get small guitars because they think they're easier to play, but really they're not. If you look at the action here, the action is not very well dialed in on this, and I didn't want to mess with the neck or anything on it. The only thing we did was tighten the bridge down, and the bridge is kind of fascinating on this thing. It's called the pyramid bridge, probably because of these pyramids that are on the side. The claim is that they'll never come off the top because they're bolted on. And so we had to get down inside there and tighten up the nuts because it was starting to separate on the edges. Now it's holding itself pretty well. You can kind of see inside the sticker that says Oahu on it. There is also supposed to be a decal or a sticker, sort of an oval there at the end of the headstock. What else can I tell you about this bad boy? Open gears. That's pretty typical for cheaper guitars. It has a slotted headstock, and the frets are probably the smallest frets I've ever seen on a guitar. They're very tiny in terms of their width. They seem to be set into the neck very well, however, but usually frets are about twice as wide as these. These are brass, of course. They look halfway decent. The nut, I believe, was replaced. This piece of wood up here that the strings go through, this thing called the nut, doesn't look original. One person online had one that had a metal one, and that would sort of go with this concept if it was down here and up here. The bridge and the nut would be metal. But this little piece of wood works okay. It sounds pretty good. I don't know if I would worry about it myself as far as getting one, but it means a lot to the family that owns this. The young man is 32, I believe, is going to be playing this, and he goes to our church, and this was his grandfather's guitar. It was sort of biding its time up in an attic space in a garage, and so they got it down and decided we better resurrect this guy and get him working again. So if I could think of a Bible verse that goes with this guitar, it would probably be when Jesus said that he is the resurrection and the life, because this guy had to be resurrected. And it's almost Easter, so that kind of fits with it as well. Well, if you like a little history, which I do, the Oahu Publishing Company was founded in 1933. In Cleveland, Ohio, as I said, and their slogan back then was the world's largest guitar dealer. Now, these two half-brothers, Harry Stanley and George Bronson, they started the Honolulu Conservatory of Music in the late 20s in Flint, Michigan. I'm only about 45 minutes from Flint right now. But Stanley, he went to Cleveland and started the Oahu Company in 1933. His half-brother George Bronson started the Bronson Music and Sales Company in Detroit. These guitars are actually made by Kay and Harmony in Chicago and sold out of Cleveland. So how about that? I believe that the idea behind these guitars was to get more people to play, to learn to play. And so here was a reasonably affordable guitar that you could get and learn how to play. So there you have it. There it is. The Oahu student guitar from 1935. Well, God bless you. And as we get close to Easter, just remember that Jesus is the resurrection, and he is the life, and he wants to give you new life. Enjoy your weekend, and may God bless you and your family. Amen.